Now in this question, we have a sample of calcium fluoride and it's going to decompose into its constituent elements. And if the sample produces 294 milligrams of calcium, we want to know how many grams of fluoride are also going to be produced. And so what we need to do is we need to write out the chemical formula of calcium fluoride. And calcium fluoride is an ionic compound and it's going to look like this. So we have calcium here and it's going to be a 2+ charge, and then we have F right here for fluoride and it's going to have a -1 charge like this. And so whenever we cross these charges down like this, we're going to get that the Ca is going to be a 1 right here, and then this F right here is going to be a 2 right here. So this is calcium fluoride, and when it decomposes, it's going to split at the second capital letter. So the split's going to actually happen right there. And so this side is going to be the positive side, and this side is going to be the negative side. And what we need to do is we need to write out a chemical reaction for this. And so I'm going to put an arrow there to show it decomposing, and I'm going to have Ca here, and it's going to be a 2+ charge, and then I'm also going to have F right here for the fluorine, and that's going to have a -1 charge like that. And so what I need to do now is I need to balance this reaction. And so because I have 2 F's right here, I need to have 2 F's on this side. So I'm going to put a 2 right here. And so now this equation is balanced. I'm going to write down what I'm given. And the problem says that I have 294 milligrams of calcium, and that's going to be formed over here. So I'm going to have 294 milligrams of this calcium right here. And what I need to do is I'm going to go from milligrams to grams, and then I'm going to go from that to moles. And so I'm going to be in moles of this calcium, and then I'm going to go from moles of this to moles of this F right here. And then once I know the moles of this F, I'm going to go to grams of this F, and that will be the amount of grams that's going to be produced of this F right here. And so here's my strategy for solving the problem. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 294 and I'm going to go to grams. And so I need to know that every 1 gram that you have, that's going to be equal to 1,000 milligrams. And so what I'm going to do is say that I have 294 milligrams, and I'm going to put that over 1 like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put milligrams on the bottom right here, and then grams up top there. And this right here, this conversion factor, says that I'm going to have 1 gram and then 1,000 milligrams. And the reason why I put this milligrams on the bottom is so I can cancel milligrams up top here. Now, when I go to take this number here times 1 and then divide by 1,000, I'm going to end up getting 0.294, and that will be grams of this Ca2+. And so now that I have the grams of the Ca2+ here, I need to go to moles right here. And so to go from a gram to a mole, I'm going to do this equation. And that is that a mole will be equal to the amount in grams divided by the molar mass. And so I'm going to take the amount in grams right here, this 0.294, and I'm going to divide that by the molar mass of Ca. This is the grams divided by the molar mass, and the molar mass of Ca is going to be 40. So we'll take this and divide by 40. And when we do that, we're going to get 0.00735, and that will be moles of Ca2+. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 0.00735, and that'll be moles of this Ca2+. I'm going to put that over 1 like this, and I'm going to go from this chemical here, the Ca2+, to this chemical right here, this F- right there. And so I'm going to put Ca2+ on the bottom and then F- up top, kind of like what I did over here. And for the numbers that go in here, I'm going to look at the chemical reaction. And so because there's a 2 right here, I'm going to put a 2 right there. And because there's a 1 right here, I'm going to put a 1 right there. And just how they canceled out right in here, this chemical there and that chemical there will cancel out. And then when I take this number here times 2 and divide it by 1, I'm going to get 0.0147, and this will be moles of F-. And so now that I know the moles of F- is going to form, I need to go from moles to grams. And to go from a mole to a gram, I'm going to multiply by the molar mass, or just do this equation right in here. If I take the amount of moles times the molar mass, I'm going to get the grams right here. And so I'm going to take this right here, this this 0.0147, and I'm going to multiply by the molar mass of F, which is going to be 19. So I have the moles of F times the molar mass of F, and that's going to be 0.279, and that will be the amount in grams of F that's going to be formed. And so this right here is going to be the answer.